Competitive listings are going to go here. Here's your subject, comp 1, 2, and 3. Here's the repair section up above here. Okay, grand total for all repairs. So if, for instance, you would check here, put, 4 windows need replaced. Okay. I don't know. Assume the average cost of a window is $400. 4 times 4 is $1,600. Okay. If the siding needs a little bit of repair, okay, let's estimate that it's $1,000, and so on and so forth. Okay, so right now the total here is $2,600. You'll just put $2,600 on that. Okay, and then make sure that you weight the value, including that $2,600. Okay, and now down here at the bottom, the as-is market value, the repaired value, and the 30-day quick sale value. Suggested list prices will be over here. And make sure you put in the last sale, the subject, the price, and the date that it's sold. Any other comments you have can go here, and you'll sign it here and date. Okay? Pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Now, once you give us the BPO, we're going to submit that with our package to the lender. When the bank is ready to do their BPO, okay, 50% of the time they're going to see our BPO and forget to order their own or assume that is their own, and that's fine. That's beautiful. That's kind of what we're looking for. Okay? The other half of the time they're going to have to do their own BPO. They're going to have their own BPO agent go out to the property. Now what we do on our submission package, we put in big bold writing, for access to the property for an appraisal or a BPO, please contact Atlas at this phone number. Okay? We give them our 800 number. They call us to actually schedule the BPO. If you can make it to the property, we highly recommend that you do go to the property to meet the BPO agent there, to let them into the property, because what we want to do is try and influence the BPO. Okay? The BPO agent for the bank's going to go out there and not knowing what's going on. Okay, they're just going to do another BPO. They're probably getting paid $50 to $100 to do it. When you show up with our BPO, try and hand it to them and say, hey, I'm listing this property. We actually did a BPO. I didn't even realize that you were coming out to do one. I thought we had to do one. Okay, you kind of want to almost do like a mind game with them. Try and get it in their hand. Say, hey, I found these comps. Here's what we're doing. It's a short sale. Here's the comps that I used. Man, I can't believe the market, etc. Just try and chat them up a little bit, but get our BPO in their hand. And honestly, 50% of the time they're just going to copy our BPO onto their own form, because they're only getting $50 to do the BPO anyway, and they can be done. They don't have to worry about going to see the other properties, etc. If for some reason you absolutely cannot get to the property to meet the bank's BPO agent to let them in, please, we will try and email it to the agent as well, fax it to them, however we can get it in their hands. If you can try that as well, shoot them an email with the BPO attached, etc. Maybe write them a little email that says, hey, here's what we're doing, it's a short sale, etc. What you would say to them while you were in person if you can't be there. I understand your schedules might conflict, but again, if it's not too much of a hassle, we do ask that you do try to get to the property. Step 6, draft a listing agreement between you and Atlas. Okay? Again, you're going to do a listing agreement between yourself or your brokerage and Atlas Equity Partners. You are listing the property for Atlas. You're going to use a commission agreement for the A to B transaction between the homeowner and Atlas, and a listing agreement for the B to C between Atlas and the end buyer you're going to find for us. Okay? Commission agreement for the A to B, listing agreement for the B to C. Commission agreement for the A to B, listing agreement for the B to C. Very, very important. Step 7, submitting the documentation to us, one of two ways. Fax number here is 866-921-7775, and you can also email it to info@shortsalesale.com. That's the main company email. We get that in, we'll break it down, it'll go to negotiations, and we will take it from there. Step 8, listing the property for sale and the initial listing price. Okay? From day one, as soon as we get that listing agreement back to you, please get the property listed as soon as possible. And the initial listing price, we almost don't even want any showings right at the beginning, because this process will take 3, 4, 5 months to complete. We want you to list it originally for the absolute highest price that it could possibly sell for, even if it took a year to sell this house. Okay? Again, we don't want a lot of viewings at this point. So if you think a year from now you could sell this house for $200,000 after we show it to 100 people, let's list it at that. That's where we want to start out at. We will drop the price as we go, which we'll go over a little bit. But again, initially, we want that house listed at the absolute top dollar. Step 9, lending our opinion to the bank's BPO agent and updating the MLS. Okay? Again, I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself here on the slideshow. This is where I'm talking about influence the BPO that the bank's doing. Okay? I'm not going to go back through that. We just talked about it a second ago. Now, at this point, though, when a bank orders a BPO, basically what that tells us is that they're going to do a short sale. Okay? They're not going to spend $50 or $100 and have a real estate agent go do a BPO if they're not going to do a short sale. Okay? At this point, we want to change the verbiage in the MLS to say short sale verbally approved. Seller just needs full price offer to move forward. That's exactly how we want the verbiage in the MLS to read. Okay? Also at that point, once the BPO is ordered, let's say the BPO is going to be done this Thursday. Once the BPO is done, okay, we know it was being done Thursday. Friday morning, we want to drop this listing to start getting showings. Okay? So you've already updated the MLS to say short sale verbally approved. We need a full price offer to move forward. Now we want you to reduce the offer, or I'm sorry, reduce the listing to actually start creating some traffic at the property. So what it's going to do in the MLS, it's going to show that you've updated, so it says short sale verbally approved. It's also going to show reduced. Okay, and you, obviously, as a real estate professional, know that that's going to trigger some viewings. Dealing with offers, if we get an offer right at the beginning of this process, that's great. Okay, we love offers, but you have to let the buyer know that the short sale process just began, and we do need to take an earnest money deposit to hold the property. We will not just accept an offer with nothing to hold that offer. Okay, because what's going to happen is we're going to stop showing the property. This buyer might back out 2 months into the deal because it is taking a little while, and then we're stuck again while we could have been lining up other buyers. Okay, so we do take $1,000 earnest money deposit to hold the property. We will take a lower deposit depending on the situation, but again, at the beginning, that's how we do it. Okay, any offers also, they must be pre-approved by an approved lending institution that Atlas wants them to use. Okay, the reason for that is not to, not to help Atlas make more money, etc. We don't do mortgages. The reason we do that is because with these deals, sometimes there are seasoning issues if a lender is used that doesn't understand what we're doing. Okay, so we do have a preferred network of loan officers, mortgage brokers, and bankers that we have do our deals, that understand what we're doing, that get around the seasoning issues, etc., even with FHA. So we do ask that they are pre-approved, and that the MLS reflects that, and the verbiage in there states that they do have to be pre-approved with one of our approved lending institutions. And as we do more deals, you'll see the importance of that. Step 10, verbal short sale approval, updating the MLS. I keep getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. These three things, these last three slides kind of all happen at the same time. Okay, again, you're going to change it to verbal short sale short sale verbally approved. We need a full price offer to move forward, and obviously updating the MLS to reflect that. Now, once we get written short sale approval, we want to update the MLS again. If we have no offers at this point still, okay, we're going to reduce the price again to show that it's been reduced again on the MLS, and we want to change the verbiage to say short sale approved in writing. We just need a full price offer to move forward. Okay, very, very important. Step 12, accepting offers and pre-approvals of potential buyers. Again, getting ahead of myself, we just went through this a little bit, but again, it is very, very important. Again,